Today, we're diving into the 2015 thriller Hidden. And trust me, the shocking twist at the end of this one changes everything.
So, the movie throws us right into the middle of the chaos. A deadly virus is spreading, but the real danger? Well, it's probably not what you're thinking.
All right, so we meet Jason, Beth, and their little girl Zoe. 1 second, everything's totally normal, and then the next, bam, sirens, people screaming in the streets, running for their lives. Something is very, very wrong.
And this is where things get really intense. They try to get out of town, but the military has every single road blocked. And then, fighter jets scream overhead and just start bombing the city. You realize pretty quick, the government isn't trying to rescue anyone, it's trying to erase them.
It's an absolute race against the clock. They find this old fallout shelter, dive in, and slam the door shut literally seconds before the world above is just vaporized. They're alive, yeah, but now they're buried.
So their escape leads to a totally new reality, a really suffocating one, life underground.
And get this, for 301 days, this tiny concrete box is their entire universe. That is an unbelievable amount of time to be cut off from everything and everyone.
You can just imagine how they try to stay sane, right? Eating gross old food, playing the same card games over and over. Their only connection to the outside is this little periscope, and all they can see is ash. It's just total isolation. The mental strain must have been absolutely unbelievable.
But after all that time in hiding, the biggest threat wasn't from the outside. Nope, it was something tiny, something that was already inside with them.
And check out how this all goes down. It's like a domino effect. First, a rat shows up, trying to steal what's left of their food. They try to catch it, it's total chaos, and a lantern gets knocked over. This starts a fire, and boom, smoke starts pouring out of a vent. It's basically a giant "we are here" sign for anything lurking outside.
They manage to get the fire out, but it's way too late. The damage is done, and they just know it. After 301 days of staying completely silent, they've just given away their position. And then they hear it. Footsteps, right above the hatch. Their worst nightmare is coming true. They are not alone anymore.
So this thing, whatever it is just circling their shelter. They're trying not to even breathe. And then, the worst possible thing happens. A little toy doll of Zoe's gets caught on something and starts playing music. It's like a dinner bell.
And that's when they meet what they call the breathers. This thing attacks the hatch with just insane strength, ripping through these heavy chains. Through a crack, they see these terrifying, glowing eyes peering down. Jason just grabs a pipe and fights for their lives, somehow managing to drive it back. For now.
Okay, so they survive that first attack, but they know their hiding spot is blown. It's only a matter of time. And sure enough, it's not long before they hear them coming back. And this time, it's not just one. It sounds like an army.
This is it. Jason knows they can't all make it. In a last-ditch effort, he shoves his family through this tiny vent to the surface, but one of the creatures grabs his leg. He knows he's a goner. He just screams for his wife to protect Zoe and gets dragged back inside to buy them a few more precious seconds.
So Beth and Zoe crawl out into this dead, ash-covered world. They're free for about 2 seconds. A helicopter spots them, they're captured in a net, and these figures with the glowing eyes close in. And right here, this is where the movie pulls the rug right out from under you.
Okay, get this. The monsters? They were never monsters. They were soldiers in advanced tactical gear. Those terrifying glowing eyes? Just night vision goggles. The inhuman strength? That was military-grade equipment used to break down barriers. The whole time, they weren't being hunted by monsters. They were being hunted by men.
So what was going on? The virus, it was absolutely real. An airborne plague that spread like wildfire. And the government's solution was just brutal. Quarantine the entire city and exterminate everyone inside. No survivors. That was the only way they thought they could stop a global pandemic.
And it gets even worse. The soldiers run a quick blood test, and yep, Beth and Zoe are carriers. They're infected. But this isn't just some flu. This virus does something else, something nobody saw coming.
Here's the real kicker. When an infected person is pushed to the absolute limit, extreme fear or rage, the virus triggers a shocking transformation. It makes them incredibly strong, incredibly fast. Basically, it turns them into the very monsters the soldiers are so terrified of. And just then, who bursts out of the bunker? Jason. Not dead, but transformed, ready to tear these soldiers apart to save his family.
In the chaos that follows, both Jason and Beth fall defending their daughter, but Zoe is led away by another survivor to a hidden sanctuary deep in the city's sewers. And down there, she finds a whole community of infected people just like her. They've learned to control their abilities and live in the shadows, and from their perspective, the soldiers are the real monsters.
And that's the final gut punch. The family we were rooting for, who we thought were the last humans, were actually infected. And the monsters they feared were just men following orders. It really forces you to ask a powerful question. When you can't tell the difference between man and monster, who is the real beast?
Subscribe this channel and press the bell icon.